Good morning, everyone. We're going to send it on over to the Today Show in just a minute. But first, here's a preview of what's coming up on mornings on Fox 11. It's May, and that means it's time to plant those warm season crops. But we're going to tell you whether or not they're going to be able to survive these low temperatures that we've been getting. Jenna Georgie's got all the details in a live report. Plus, we sit down with the reigning Miss Sparks to talk about a special performance she's doing for kids in need. And it's time for Bill Frankmore and Samantha Boatman to face their fears of heights. You can see it all coming up in less than 5 minutes, guys.
Well, we got to relive it, I guess.
You won't want to miss it. That's
We're
for
just
sure.
pondering back on it.
Yes. All righty. Thank you very much for that, Melissa. Let's get a final look at your forecast. The wet weather's continuing.
It is, yeah. We do have a wet pattern, a cool pattern on the 7-day forecast. We've been in this pattern for a little while. Some scattered showers. We've even had a couple of winter-like storms over the last week or so, bringing snow upstairs and rain downstairs. We'll continue to see showery activity, even some snow showers in the higher elevations above about 8,000 feet on average for the next few days here. Best chances are today, Wednesday, and Thursday. Slightly lower chances for Tuesday and Friday. The chances pretty much drop off by the weekend. It looks drier by then and warmer by then. We are below average for the entire work week, though, and looking a little wet out there.
Yeah, but the unofficial start of summer, Memorial Day weekend, nice to see we're warming up into the 70s.
That's
anyway.
right. Yeah, it looks a little bit better than years past for
All right.
Memorial Day.
Thank you, Tim, and thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a wonderful Monday. Today's show here next on News 4. If you want more local news weather, come join us over on Mornings on Fox 11.
They have the best necklaces and earrings.
I love the big bulky ones, but the woman, I only have that one. The woman from Sinclair was like,
Where a little diamond.
I know. Wow. So all my stuff has been.
Mic check.
small.
Well, could the current weather conditions ruin planting season for warm season crops? Rather, Fox 11's Gianna George is going to have the answers coming up in a live report.
Plus, the trial begins today for Wayne Bergarella. We'll tell you what's next for the Sparks man accused of killing a trespasser inside his vacant home.
And Apple's hottest new gadget may be the easiest to crack. Why you need to keep a close eye on your watch? We'll explain.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good Monday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11 at 7 o'clock straight up. A lot of us are yawning this morning, me in particular, because I stayed up way too late last night to watch the Billboard Music Awards. But it did not disappoint. Some great performances and a lot of booing for the Kardashians and extended family. Kanye West went on, did a song. I'd like to say that he did, but no one heard any of it because it got bleeped almost the entire time. They were bleeping
And they were booing after this? Or during
booing
it?
after it. And because the performance, he was basically in this fog, smoke, etc. You couldn't even see him the entire time, and then you couldn't hear him because he was being bleeped the entire time. So everybody started booing, and then the Kardashians come up and they get booed too. But there were some amazing performances.
I can't imagine what for.
Well, yeah, I don't know. The girls got booed pretty bad, pretty
You know
bad.
what's cool I heard on that was the whole Breakfast Club 30th
Oh, it was
reunion.
so good.
Yeah.
Van Halen was on at the very beginning too. Well, almost the very beginning, the first live performance. T Swift, your favorite,
Oh yeah.
debuted her
That
Kanye,
new
you should
video.
watch how Van Halen and Bruce Springsteen and some of those old guys. used to
You've
do.
They were
watched that
so
Taylor
good.
Swift video at least 10 times this morning.
Oh,
though.
please. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was so good. Van Halen was awesome. They
Good.
were so good.
Yeah.
So it was a great show, and ours is going to be a great show as well. Not quite as packed with that performances, but we've got some great interviews ahead of you as well. And a look at your forecast. Things are mixing up a bit, and a look at the construction. That's
And we're going to be facing our fears too.
Yeah. the heights. Talk about bleeping. There was a lot of video I couldn't
Yes.
use.
Okay, yeah, we faced our fear of heights. That's all.
Yeah.
Coming up this morning, but first, this is what we're starting out with. There was a pretty cool event yesterday. 1,000 people from across the country and around the world really raced up 180 flights of stairs to the 90th floor of the new One World Trade Center building for the first ever World Trade Center stair climb.
First responders and family members said it was a moment to take back the space where they lost their loved ones and they lost their lives. For elite racers, it was a chance to take on an iconic American symbol. Runners endured 970 stairs to reach the top. The man with the fastest time made it up in less than 12 minutes.
Love that. And they did something here like that last year where it was at the top.
The Atlantis, right?
Yeah, the Atlantis. And it was awesome. We went, Tony and I did it, and you could carry up basically a lanyard of one of the name of the firefighters who did the run. It was an awesome event. I hope they do it again this year. If they do, let us know. We'd love to do it again. But great event and a great honoring too for those people. It was one of those awesome things to do, and happen here locally as well. All right, you guys, we're going to switch gears, though, and take a look at what's trending this morning around the world for you. Trending over on Yahoo, the Apple Watch may be the hottest tech gadget for sure, but critics say it is easy to hack, so beware. It can take just 20 seconds for someone to steal an Apple Watch, to reset it, and make it their own. Why? Well, the watch is designed to easily override its passcode and completely wipe it clean. Apple has yet to comment on the issue. Trending over on Facebook this morning, the Billboard Music Awards got off to an explosive start. The world premiere of Bad Blood, Taylor Swift's newest music video, which was awesome. And the star-studded affair contained cameos from Lena Durham, Cindy Crawford look amazing, and many of T Swift's friends is there as well. And they went on to take home, she did, for the top female artist. Top male artist went to Sam Smith, who gave his thank you speech via cue cards because he is recovering from vocal surgery. Trending over on Twitter this morning is #Chinks. An up-and-coming rapper who went by the name Chinks was shot and killed in New York yesterday. Police say the 31-year-old, whose real name is Linnell Pickens, was shot 6 times. Pickens played a show in Brooklyn Saturday night, just hours before police say someone opened fire on his car. Turning now to what is trending over on our Facebook page. Some parents at a school in North Carolina, an elementary school, they're pretty upset after a 3rd grade teacher read a book about a prince marrying a prince. According to WBTZ.com, Omar Curry is an openly gay 3rd grade teacher who read the class the book King and King. It's a story of a fairy tale about a prince who defies his mother and marries a man instead of a woman. Curry says he read the book as a discussion point in an ongoing problem they've been having with bullying. Some parents say they're taking issue with it because Curry didn't notify them before he read the book, while other parents are saying they don't see anything wrong with the book. And basically, there are two ways here. Other people saying still they're outraged and back and forth here. The backlash for parents is so severe that Curry says he now plans to resign from his job as a teacher. Asking all of you on Facebook, what do you think about it? Do you have a problem with the book? Is third grade too young? Should he have let the teachers or parents know about it ahead of time? Or no, not so much. It's happening in life, so there you go. Well, Sarah writes in on Facebook and says, seeing as it's not required curriculum to teach about homosexuality, that teacher definitely crossed the line. Barbara adds, I would have been in the teacher's face in 2 seconds flat. And Olivia writes, and I don't see a problem. Some parents need to stop being so scared of homosexuality. We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That's where the conversation continues. Good chance, too. We're going to read it in the next 20 minutes or so when this comes up again in our show. All right, that's a look at what's trending. Sam, over to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Well, it is May, and that means it's time to plant warm season crops, but with unusually low temperatures for the month, can the plants survive the conditions? Fox 11's Gianna Georgie is live outside the station with the answer. Good morning to you, Gianna.
If you think it's possibly going to get too cold, especially if you planted things like basil, you better go protect it. If you bought tender annuals, just go throw a blanket over them, not a tarp. Throw a blanket. You can easily put it back in the laundry and wash it. It'll be fine. But your plants will appreciate it, and it'll give them that few degrees that they need to make it through the evening hours.
All righty, thank you, Gianna. I know those plants and shrubs loving all the moisture we've had. Still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11. Let's get you going on your Monday. It is week 16 of this Nevada legislative session. We're going to tell you what's next for bills concerning Uber and medical marijuana. Also still to come, what may have started out as a parking spot dispute quickly turns into a deadly gunfight. We're going to have the latest from the investigation out of Waco, Texas. Stay with us, everybody. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
Hey, Glenn. And Melissa, if Melissa can hear me.
Yeah. If you fall asleep, we're just going to send an electroshock through your keyboard. Don't worry about it.
Well, I have an issue with that because my electroshock is sent towards my nether regions, and that won't be good.
Well, it's entertaining for us, so hey.
This is how not awake I am. I don't
Yeah,
even have my hat on.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I can see like bloodshot eyes here. So
Myself, Deano, and my roommate actually every Sunday night stay up drinking, and I just haven't had enough alcohol to pass out yet. Apparently.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know why you're slacking like that.
I know. I need to break out with the hard alcohol. That's what I'm saying.
We're watching Mornings on Fox with Bill Frankmore, Samantha Boatman, Melissa Carlson, and weather with meteorologist Tim Studebaker. This is Mornings on Fox.
And welcome back, everybody. 11 minutes after the hour on your Monday morning, happening down in Carson City. It is week 16 of the legislative session, and lawmakers have a lot on their plate, to say the least. One topic is Senate Bill 374, which provides for the registration of medical marijuana establishments that have been authorized to cultivate, dispense, and manufacture marijuana or marijuana-infused products. Reno City Council already gave approval to build another medical marijuana cultivation facility located in Reno. However, it still needs state approval and to pass a law enforcement inspection. And lawmakers are expected to discuss a bill that would regulate Uber and other ride-hailing companies here in Nevada. The bill is currently in the Assembly and requires a 2/3 vote to pass because it imposes a 3% tax on the fare for any taxi or Uber ride. The proposal has set up a long battle between the taxi industry, which says a separate regulatory structure for ride-hailing puts public safety at risk. But Uber proponents say the taxi industry neglects residents outside of touristy areas. The 120-day legislative session is scheduled to end on June 1st.
And in more news from Carson City, Nevada lawmakers have passed a bill that would allow students to qualify for the state's Millennium Scholarship with just their ACT scores, not just GPAs. Republican Assemblyman Lynn Stewart is sponsoring the bill and says it would allow bright students who are late bloomers and didn't do well in their high school career to take advantage of the scholarship. Students currently must have a high school GPA of 3.25 to qualify for the money. The bill now heads to the governor for approval. And Nevada senators have unanimously passed a bill that aims to resolve a fight between rooftop solar companies and NV Energy. Advocates say rooftop solar installations have been protesting against a 3% state cap on how many solar customers can sell energy back to utility companies. They say the state will reach the cap this year and that the solar industry could come to a standstill because of it. On the other hand, NV Energy officials say the sellback practice could benefit solar users at the expense of traditional customers. The bill is now on its way to the Assembly.
And starting today, a new exhibit is going to be on display at the Nevada Legislative Building. It is called Forevermore, and it features the work of Las Vegas artist Sue Lembert. The gallery is a selection of work from Lembert's recent solo show of oil paintings on wood cutoffs at the Trifecta Gallery in Las Vegas. The exhibit will be there at the Legislative Building until June 5th, down in Carson City.
And also starting today, the murder trial for Wayne Burgarello, the man accused of killing an unarmed trespasser. The 74-year-old retired school teacher claims he was acting in self-defense last year when he fatally shot Cody Devine and seriously wounded Janae Wilson in a vacant duplex he owns. The judge on the trial has granted to prosecution's request to block testimony from an expert who says Burgarello is suffering from a stroke-induced mental disability. Fox 11 will be in the courtroom today, and we will continue to bring you updates as this trial continues. 8 out of 24 businesses in the Reno area failed an underage alcohol compliance operation Saturday night. The regional street enforcement team sent out 4 20-year-old volunteers with their state-issued IDs to different locations. The minors were served alcohol at 8 of the businesses. You can head to our website, foxreno.com, to see which businesses were cited and fined $500 for the misdemeanor crime. The operation was funded with federal grant funds thanks to the nonprofit Join Together Northern Nevada.
7:50 now in Nevada. Junipers, that's the motto the Nevada Division of Forestry is using to prepare for the upcoming fire season. Over the weekend, residents brought their junipers, pines, rabbit brush, and other woody vegetation to be chipped for free. Don't worry, if you missed this event, you will actually have another chance next weekend at the Silver Lake Fire Station over on Red Rock Road. The events are part of the Nevada Wildfires Awareness Month. Organizers say it's a great way to educate our community about the dangers of certain plants near your home.
A lot of this is dead ornamental, junipers, things of that nature, pine needles, stuff that would typically fall around your house. So by them cleaning it up and dropping it off here, it's going to give them that defensible space they need in fire season.
Vegetation chipped at the event will eventually be turned into mulch or used as mulch in various locations around town. Again, the next event will be at the Silver Lake Fire Station.
Well, still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11, we'll sit down with the reigning Miss Sparks, find out why she is pumping up the drama for children in need.
And we do have some chilly temperatures and some showery conditions on that 7-day forecast. We're going to take a look at that and the rain chances coming up in just a bit. And the news doesn't stop when you leave the house. Fox 11 has you covered. Download the new and improved free Fox 11 AM app for your smartphone and tablet. It is available on Apple and Android devices. Just search Fox 11 AM. We're back after this with your forecast.
All right, might be having some internet problem here. I can't call up that site. Well, it's on the news. If you just go ahead and type it in on some search engine for news, you'll see it come up somewhere. But it's basically a Texas gang fight.
In what part of Texas?
Sorry, broke up for a little bit of that. What gang fight?
Oh, yeah, that's the story you were just asking about there. If you just type in, I'm trying to call up my internet here is a little slow, I guess. But anyway, yeah, there was a gang fight, biker gang fight in Texas, and there's like 9 people dead. They were beating on each other with chains and knives and all this kind of stuff. It was just an all-out brawl.
1. Yeah, it sounds like where I grew up with the Hells Angels.
5,
Yeah.
6, 7.
That's what it looks like when I see video of it. It looks like they're, Hells Angels and types like that.
Yeah, I got in trouble not too long ago, I don't know, a couple of years ago for, without asking permission, taking a photo of the colors of some Hessians and then had to go over and explain who I was and who I knew, and all of a sudden I was okay. Hey, Glenn, I've been wanting to catch up with you anyway. Maybe after the show we could spend a few minutes if you've got a little bit of time.
Yeah, well.
My thought is gang members, no matter who the gang members are, whether it be biker gangs or urban gangs, if gang members decide to kill each other,
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Thin out the herd, right?
Exactly. Because that's less people to kill legitimate folks.
Looks like we have some beautiful women in on one camera here, on Melissa.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. We've got a wet and cool pattern out ahead of us. Scattered showers in the forecast for the next several days here, along with the chance for some isolated thunderstorms to mix in as well. Cool temperatures too. Temperatures will be below average for much of the work week. In fact, the entire work week, right up until about the weekend. 46 in town right now, 3-mile-per-hour winds out of the west, 68% humidity, and we are looking at mostly cloudy skies. 43 in Carson City right now. We're at 45 in Yerington, 30 degrees in Truckee, and 36 in South Lake right now. A few spots cold enough for some ice on the roads after recent moisture overnight, and those elevations. We do have some scattered shower activity all across the state right now. It is isolated at this point. It's starting to show signs of drying up, but it will come back as we hit the afternoon hours. Once that sun comes out, we have this upper level low that'll provide enough instability for some scattered shower activity. And yes, that does include the chance for some snow showers in the upper elevations. On average, for the next several days, that snow level is around 8,000 feet, so some of the passes could get a little slick at times, especially during the overnight hours and the morning hours. We're in this pattern for the next several days here. Not much changes in the way of temperatures or precip chances. The lowest chances really come next weekend. So until then, we have some good chances for some moisture out there. 64 in Elko, 59 in Eureka for the highs today. Best chance for showers and thunderstorms is the eastern side of the state. Just showery activity for western Nevada. Not so much on the thunderstorms, but a rumble of thunder is not quite out of the question. In the 60s for the lower elevations today, the 50s around Lake Tahoe, even some upper 40s there. West winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour for most of us. It's not a terribly windy day, but you'll notice a little bit of a breeze out there. Lower 60s for Yerington today at 61 degrees. We're in the 50s and 60s up to the north, and the same thing down in toward the Truckee Meadows. Look for about 62 the high in Reno Sparks today. That is about 10 or so degrees below average for this time of year. So we're chilly out there for the next several days. We're also showery with chances for showers each and every day. Best chances are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They kind of decrease a little bit for Tuesday and Friday at 40%, but they're still there. And then by the weekend, that's when our chances really start to dwindle down to 20% for Saturday and pretty much dry for Sunday, with warmer temperatures returning to the forecast by then. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
I see people on camera laughing and all that. The hell are they talking about? Oh, yeah, the baseball team storage thing. I was talking about that last week. That's not the first time that happened.
That's BS.
Yeah.
That's BS. First off, why are the girls using different baseballs and gloves than the guys?
On your Monday, chilly one though, 46
They should use the same
Rio,
shit.
and get used to the rain. Sounds like it's going to be sticking around at least for a little bit. But man, do we need it. All right, well, children living at the Volunteers of America Family Shelter will take center stage this week, all to showcase their skills at a very special performance of Disney Wishes. We're joined now by the reigning Miss Sparks, Messiah Mancini, to talk to us more about it. Messiah, you volunteer to coach these young kids, teach them more about acting. First of all, tell us about your weekly classes that you do.
So I teach weekly classes on Sunday night, but recently, because I have a show on Wednesday, I've been going every single day. It's really exciting. These kids, you really see them grow, mature into young adults, and it's really a blessing to be there.
And it's nice to see them get ready for a big performance like this. Tell us why you do one of these big performances.
I do one of these big performances because I don't think the community realizes that these kids have so much untapped talent, and they are so inspiring to be around every day. And I really hope everyone comes because they've been working really hard, and it's going to be a great show.
And you've got to know these kids pretty well. How have you seen them change over the time that they've been acting, and how excited are they for the big performance this week?
They're super excited. I've definitely seen their personalities change a lot. I had a little girl come in, and she did not want to do it. She was very shy, and throughout this performance, every time I say, okay, we're going to practice, she jumps up and she runs and she gives me a hug, and she's like, I'm so excited, I'm so excited. So it's really exciting to be there.
So tell us about the theme of this show. What can people expect, and how long does it run, and where can people check it out?
So it's going to be Wednesday, and at the Southside School. Doors are going to open at 5:30, but it starts at 6, and it goes till 6:45. It's called Disney, A Magical Wishes of Gathering. So the reason I picked it is it's basically about all these little kids really wishing for what they want. And I had them all each write down an individual wish. And one of the girls said to me is, I wish I had a better life. And so I'm hoping that I inspire her to have a better life, and that she actually will.
Yeah, and it would be so nice for them to perform in front of a big crowd, to know that there are people there supporting them. So we should all go check it out. Does it cost anything to get in?
No, it does not. It's free.
It is free. Check it out if you can. again on Wednesday, and we'll post all of this on our website, foxreno.com, too, so you can go check it out. And very quickly, we only have about 30 seconds left.
Yes.
You're getting ready for Miss Nevada.
I am.
You had orientation over the weekend.
I did.
How was it?
It was super fun. I got to meet all the Southern girls and all the Northern girls that I already didn't know. And honestly, our new state board is fabulous and amazing. So I'm really excited to compete soon.
Well, we're cheering you on again, Nasiah Manson. He's also graduating from Reed High School in how many days?
In 19.
19. All right. Thank you, Nasiah, so much. Stay with us, everyone. Mornings on Fox 11 on this Monday. We'll be right back.
You can steal my mind, twist it for a while, but you can't take my pride.
So what is it you're trying to do, Stuart?
Oh, I'm considering going back into a interview show that I used to do, and podcasting's changed a little bit and gotten a little bit fancier. And I used to use just a headset like this, and you know, in those days all we had was Skype, and I had an add-on piece of material that would automatically record, and then I'd edit it a little bit and then just throw it up on the air. And in those days there was no call-in and there was no video, you know. So now I'm considering doing it with video, and those that don't want to do video, have them call in now that we've got call-in capability. And then after, would not be as easy to have live participation, but after the interview, then going to have to cut in the areas that were, it was pure audio. Then I'm going to have to cut in, or I think I would have to cut in still photos, sort of a Ken Burns technique.
1-2-1-2, Nevada lawmakers.
And fill that area.
What I used to do, I have a different system now. It's a little more sophisticated. But do you have, with your camera, a program that allows you to drop pictures in?
Drop pictures in during the broadcast?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Are you going to use Google Plus?
Yes.
Okay.
Most likely.
Bar.
Google Plus or Zoom, and they both have similar stuff.
Okay. Because if you use the tool box on Google Plus, you ever use that? That will allow you to put a picture in. So while you're doing, let's say, a pre-recorded audio
Your
interview,
time now is
you can just put a
7:28.
picture
We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11
Got
with your update. Nevada lawmakers have passed a bill that would allow students to qualify the state's Millennium Scholarship with their ACT scores, not just their GPA. Republican Assemblyman Lynn Stewart, is sponsoring the bill and says it would allow bright students who are late bloomers and didn't do well in their high school career to take advantage of the scholarship. Students currently must have a high school GPA of 3.25 to qualify for the cash. The bill now heads on over to the governor for approval. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Got a lot more rain ahead of us, Tim.
That's right. Yeah, scattered showers in the forecast for almost the entire 7-day. We are looking at some scattered showers out there this morning. They are showing signs of drying up just over the last hour or so, and we'll continue to see them come back into the afternoon hours. Scattered in nature, so there are some dry spots in between the showers, so it's not going to be an all-day, everyday kind of rain here, but some scattered activity nonetheless. 46 in Reno, 43 right now in Carson City, 45 in Yerington, 30 in Truckee, and that does include snow showers, by the way, in the forecast, mainly above 8,000 feet. That will come down at night and in the morning. That will go up during the afternoon, but basically slippery pass travel possible the next few days. Rain showers in the valleys. The best chances today, Wednesday, and Thursday, slightly lower Tuesday and Friday. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be back after the break, and News 4 heads back to the Today Show.
Well, when Glenn comes back, I'll ask him about the radio thing too, because I used to I used to have a radio show as well, many moons ago.
Right.
And so I know that you're syndicating out essentially your own stuff.
Right.
And if I do this, because I'm starting a new business, so this would sort of be on the side because I'm not this is not something I'm really trying to monetize, at least not at this point. Put it out there, see what happens. It's politicalinterviews.com and be called The Political Interview. And, you know, I did it. I was the first political, as far as I know, I was the first political. I don't like the word podcaster. I was the first audio broadcaster for pure political interviews back in 2004, 2005, 2006, and had some heavyweights on there. You know, President Carter's son, President Carter for a little, just tiny little thing. Clinton came in, bunch of candidates, you know, especially the guys that were crawling up a great big mountain, you know. They had a pretty good size. They were real happy for some audio. They were real happy for an interview. And then provide them with the, I mean, obviously I'm publishing it and they can pull it down and use it themselves, you know.
Well, I do that too. Whenever I don't normally interview people, but when I do, I always cut it out and I send the video to them and tell them you can do what you want with it.
Yeah, and just don't, you know, Creative Commons, don't change the intent, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, but that, you know, if they go out and deliver it to their own audience, that
well, when I
And
was
resumed service between Philly and New York less than a week after derailment left 8 people dead. We're going to tell you why the FBI is now joining the investigation.
Also, still to come, what may have started as a parking dispute quickly turned into a deadly shootout. We'll have the latest from Waco, Texas.
And we are back in the kitchen with Laura Ritchie from Nothing to It. Find out what quick and healthy ideas she's cooking up for today's Lunchbox Battle.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Monday morning. Hopefully your morning's off to a great start. And if you are headed out to work this morning and you are driving eastbound on I-80 or southbound on I-580, woo, give yourself a little bit of extra time because, man, did it quickly change over the weekend.
It sure did.
Is it totally normal from the south end coming to
I mean,
work?
yeah, the lanes shift a little bit to the right, and there's, you know, slower slower speed limits. But I was driving home from the Bay Area on Saturday, and it was midnight. We were driving home after a party, and I totally caught me off guard. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to detour around, get onto Audi, turn back around.
And then I can't get over if you needed to, because of the cement barriers.
That's right. So unless you had a little Osprey, you could just flip right over and keep going. Sometimes I wish I could, but no. So it's going to be an issue this morning. If you're headed in that direction, give yourself a little bit of extra time before you do, because you might get caught up in all that.
And keep in mind, too, that this is going to be a several-month-long project when all is said and done. Probably not be finished until fall. So hopefully in the next month or after about a month, they'll have some of those barriers removed, and you can make, I think, get off at Plum Lane in about a month. But other than that, you're still going to be kind of locked out by those cement barriers. So it's going to be you got to get used to it.
Yeah, and with the rain that we're going to have this week, it's going to be extra of an issue on top of it. So just give yourself a little bit of extra time because you don't want to be stuck in that rain and then everybody else and jockeying for position.
Yeah, once you find your detour, I think you'll be okay. But, man, this first week, it's going to be a difficult one for drivers for sure. All right, well, let's get to some of your national news on your Monday morning. This morning, police in Waco, Texas, continue investigating what they are calling the city's worst gunfight. 9 people are dead, 18 others wounded. This all stems from 5 biker gangs opening fire in a Twin Peaks restaurant parking lot yesterday. Now, while police don't know exactly what started the fight, they say tensions had been rising among rival biker gangs for months. That's why Waco police and state troopers were already at the restaurant when the fight started inside.
Because of the intelligence that we've been receiving over the past several months, we knew that they were going to be here today. We knew there was a very real possibility that there was going to be issues. That's why we had a significant number of officers that were here from not only Waco PD, from DPS as well.
Police say they have detained over 100 people in connection with this shooting. Not all of them have been arrested, but it's the first step in what will surely be a lengthy investigation.
Well, could a hacker manage to get control of an aircraft during a flight? According to federal court documents, that's exactly what one man did. The FBI detained cybersecurity consultant Chris Roberts back in April after he posted on Twitter about hacking into the United Airlines flight he was traveling on. According to the court documents, Roberts told the FBI he hacked into the entertainment system of the aircraft 15 to 20 times from 2011 to 2014. The FBI says he told investigators he even managed to gain control of an aircraft's engine, overriding code and commanding the engine to climb. On Twitter, Roberts said his only interest is to, quote, improve aircraft security. An Amtrak train left Philadelphia for New York this morning for the first time in nearly a week. Amtrak resumed full operations along its Northeast corridor this morning after last week's crash killed 8 people and injured more than 200 others.
As rail service gets back to normal, investigators are still trying to determine exactly what caused that derailment. Andrew Spencer reports the FBI plans to help with the NTSB investigation.
A little less than a week after a train derailed in Philadelphia, killing 8 people and injuring more than 200 others, Amtrak resumes service along the Northeast Corridor for thousands of commuters between Philadelphia and New York. Amtrak spent the weekend installing new speed controls on the curved section of track where train 188 derailed. Investigators still don't know why the engineer apparently accelerated to 106 miles per hour ahead of a 50-mile-per-hour curve. But it may have had something to do with this crack in the windshield.
We have asked the FBI to come in and provide their technical expertise on identifying this mark on the windshield.
The FBI will help determine whether the windshield was cracked before the train crashed, perhaps hit by some kind of projectile like this Amtrak train was. It was just 20 minutes ahead of train 188.
We heard a really large, really loud slamming or banging sound, and so we were all obviously very alarmed. We spoke to a conductor, and they told us that it was likely a rock or some sort of debris or something that hit the train.
The same thing happened to a regional train.
Indeed, the SEPTA engineer did report to dispatch that he had been struck by something, but there was nothing at all from the Amtrak engineer to dispatch to say that his train had been struck.
The NTSB says engineer Brandon Bostian has been cooperative, but his lawyer says he doesn't remember much, having suffered a concussion in the crash. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
A military aircraft crash in Hawaii has left 1 Marine dead. The MB-22 Osprey made a hard landing at Bellows Air Force Base Station on Sunday. A witness took this video at the scene. You can see the heavy flames and black smoke. 21 other Marines on board were taken to hospitals to be checked out. The Marine Corps says the crash happened during what's called routine sustainment training. An investigation is underway.
And topping your political news on this Monday morning, Democratic presidential contender Bernie Sanders says rival Hillary Clinton is a rookie when it comes to the fight against income equality.
It's one thing to talk about it, it's one thing to act on it. I have been helping to lead the fight for the American middle class for the last 25 or 30 years.
Sanders told CNN's State of the Union that he personally likes Clinton, but he's willing to challenge her on policy issues. He hopes the media will cover those differences without having to launch, quote, reckless attacks. Another Republican is toying with the idea of joining the 2016 presidential candidate pool, a crowded one already, but a source close to Ohio Governor John Kasich says that he is, quote, very likely to run for president. Kasich recently ramped up his pre-presidential activities, making media appearances, spending time in South Carolina and New Hampshire, and establishing a so-called 527 political committee. That advocacy group, New Day for America, allows him to raise money and provides a litmus test of financial support for any eventual run.
The Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba is facing a lawsuit over alleged counterfeit products on sale on its sites. It's being sued by a company called Kering. It's a luxury group you might not be familiar with, but you will certainly recognize some of these brand names. Big names including Gucci, Alexander McQueen, among others. For a long time, counterfeits have been a headache for Alibaba. Even the co-founder, Jack Ma, calls fakes a cancer to his firm. This lawsuit filed in New York alleges that Alibaba and others knowingly encourage, assist, and profit from the sale of counterfeits on their online platforms.
Coming up, dozens of angry parents are demanding answers after a third-grade teacher reads a fairy tale to their children. What was the issue? We're going to explain coming up. And it's the last installment of your Face Your Fears segment. See how Bill Frankmore and Samantha Boatman take new heights. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Whenever I see one of these gang fights, I just think, boy, talk about people wasting their lives with a lot of nonsense. Jeez.
Well, I mean, you know, not defending it, but in the context of their society, I mean, I grew up with the Hells Angels, and so my sworn enemies at the time were the Hessians and the Vagos, and the Vagos still are. And talk about a group that needs to be exterminated. I mean, they are murderers, period. You know.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, there's
Good morning, good morning. So, Matt, what are you talking about? You haven't visited since you went to Reno 11?
No, I haven't visited since you got to Channel 11.
Oh, well, everything is still the same building. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So everything is still the same, but you're always more than welcome to come by. And whenever you want, we're still here, same spot.
All right, I'll be there in 24 minutes. Bye.
Okay, maybe not whenever.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and the food trucks, we are starting them back up next week actually, because
Did I tell you about how I got like food from a food truck outside your theater once? So you can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah, I've never figured out this new system, so I just sit here until Glenn tells me it's okay to do something.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, he's the pro. I used to be the lead. That was cool. Anyone know what the topic is today?
welcome back to the Live Look Outside on your Monday. A bit gloomy out there, guys. It's going to be like that for the next couple of days. So just sit tight for that sun.
There's a couple.
Temperature's not too bad. 46 degrees right now. Turning now to what is trending over on our Facebook page this morning. Some parents of a student at a North Carolina elementary school, or some parents, I should say, of students, they're upset after a third-grade teacher read a book about a prince marrying a prince. According to WBTX.com, Omar Curry is an openly gay third-grade teacher who read his class the book King and King. It's a story of a fairy tale of a prince who defies his mother and marries a man instead of a woman. Curry says that he read the book as a discussion point in an ongoing problem they've been having with bullying. Problem is, parents say that Curry didn't notify them before he read the book. Now, while some parents say don't see anything wrong with the book, others are flat out outraged. The backlash from parents has been so severe at this point that Curry says he plans to resign from his job. Ask your Google Plusers, what do you think about it? Do you have a problem with the book being read to a third-grade class too young? No, not so much. And do you think that he should have notified the parents before he read the book? Starting off first with Matt and Reno. Matt, your thoughts?
My thought is that the idea that that homosexual ideas being pushed to the students is anti to the idea that heterosexual thoughts are being pushed to the students. Like, either one should be equal in the eyes of anyone. I mean, that's the point of equal rights, right?
And Glenn, do you agree? Do you think that's it? I mean, there are homosexual people in our community. There are heterosexual people in our community. We're both here at the same spot. So what would be the issue with reading one book or the other?
I would actually prefer just to keep both of them out of the classroom. If somebody is bullying somebody else or a group of kids is bullying somebody else, stop the bullying. I don't care why they're doing it. Bullying is wrong. Stop the behavior. Now, as far as teaching one sexuality or another kind, one type of lifestyle or another kind of lifestyle, tell you what, keep that at home, keep that at church, keep that at your civic groups, keep it out of the classroom.
Stuart, do you agree?
No, I guess I vary from Glenn a little bit. I mean, I agree that each of those platforms exist. I mean, each of those lifestyles exist. I don't see anything particularly wrong with reading a story. I don't find that teaching, especially I'm sure if it's a third grade class, it must be a very elementary story. I can understand exactly where it's happening, that you would have people trying to burn down the school. But, it's not something I would think is a huge issue.
Tony, what do we have on Facebook?
Joshua writes in, he says, liberals believe it's society's job to teach your kids the things they feel are important. They don't have any sense of your children belonging to you. But Nico says, I don't see a problem with teaching children about this type of subject.
All right, we'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. Bill?
All right, thank you very much, Melissa. Still ahead on Mornings on Fox 11. Janet Jackson celebrates her 49th birthday by announcing a comeback. We're going to tell you when you can expect to hear a new Jackson sound. That's still to come. Also, we head into the kitchen with Laura Ritchie from Nothing to a Culinary Center. Find out what she is cooking up in today's Lunchbox Battle. Don't go away.
That Janis Jackson news, she's got enough guts to come back at 49 years old and put on the kind of show she used to do. Done deal, man. I love to hear that.
That's when you have the background singers doing more action in the background to make it look like there's something happening on stage.
Oh, I don't know, man. You watch that Madonna. I'm telling you, that girl's got some. She's got some energy and moves, and I bet you have to go into training 8 months before the show.
Yeah.
I was going to say the song shoot they were actually playing, I used to listen to when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 40 freaking years old now. I used to listen to that song when I was in high school. That is an old song. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll see what she comes out with this time, you know.
The movie The Producers, which I never saw the whole movie, but it's really funny. They have a bunch of old ladies out in the street dancing, doing a tap dance with walkers.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Well, I watched that. I don't know if you guys watch Dancing with Stars, and I really enjoy it because you got to be an athlete to do that right. I mean, and these poor stars figure that out about 2 weeks in, that they're out of shape and they're going to die, you know. And then by the end of the show, if they stay there, they're real athletes, you know. So I admire the whole genre. To tell you the truth, I really do. I get a lot out of these, The Voice, and I don't watch the rest of them, but, you know, here's people at very young age that are dedicated.
I was going to say, the producer had the great idea of dancing Nazis.
In your kid's lunchbox
There was the idea that the way
to get some
disperse the idea of the Nazi regime was to make them into comedy, and the producers did that amazingly. There was an actor director who did that as well. The guy who did Spaceballs,
the Mason jar,
actually used to do that as well.
Great one here.
Mel Brooks used to make, like in almost all his movies, he had dancing
broccoli
Nazis.
salad.
And he was very, very Jewish.
You certainly
and
can
he
cook
did
it,
that
but this is gonna have
specifically.
much better crunch, better flavor,
to undermine
so we're going to add the broccoli,
and that was a great idea.
put it up a little bit small here, okay? And then we're going to add some chicken. So we'll layer this up. So this is going to look nice and pretty.
Chicken from last night's dinner.
Already
Absolutely. Cooked, ready to go.
Yes.
A small little amount, keep it in a Ziploc baggie or whatever you keep your food in, and then save it for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
The idea really is we need to start drawing from your refrigerator and have those components so we can put together a salad or a sandwich, something quickly.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thought here. Some golden raisins.
Love it.
We have some roasted red peppers. We'll finish with some salted sunflower seeds here. Leave a little space, and now you either could put the dressing on top, but I like to keep it in a little container on the side. You'll put the lid on. It's nice and lightweight for them to take to school.
Yeah.
And then they'll open this up, they'll put in the dressing, and then shake it up.
Love that. And too, with those roasted red peppers, a lot of people can find it daunting to roast it themselves.
Yes.
Are you okay with getting it in the bottle at the grocery store that's already roasted?
Absolutely, because we've got great fiber here. So whatever I can do to get you in your kitchen to get more healthful ingredients, look at, we've got great color here, so we know we're getting all of those nutrients. We can feel solid about sending this.
What's in the dressing?
In the dressing, we have rice wine vinegar, non-fat Greek yogurt, a little bit of mayonnaise, some salt and pepper.
Great, so another protein punch with that, with the yogurt as well. This is a great one for kids. They feel like they're doing something, making it themselves if they want to pack it that way and do that. If anybody would like the recipe, super easy one here. Again, another example of saving those bits and pieces from dinner before.
Yes.
Don't throw it out. Don't be wasteful. Just keep it. You will use it. You'll find a way. You can find the recipe on our website, foxreno.com, and also on our Facebook page. Good one, Laura. Thank you.
All right, thank you both for that. We do have some scattered showers in the forecast. They've been drying out over the last hour or so, but they'll come back this afternoon. Cooler temperatures as well. It's a busy 7-day forecast with a lot of rain chances to talk about. That's coming up after the break.
It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright.
Okay. Did I answer your question, Stuart?
What's that?
Did I answer whatever your question is or whatever you wanted to do?
Well, you know, I had some people who know I'm considering this because I haven't done it in years on purpose, because I stopped staffing campaigns and I'm no longer in that world. They thought, geez, is there a way to take that out beyond the internet? And I said, geez, there's so many more places to post stuff. If someone gets interested.
And welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. We've got scattered showers out there from the overnight period. They're starting to dry up a little bit. They will come back, though, as we head into the late morning and early afternoon hours. Isolated thunderstorms possible mixed in with some of these showers as well. And cool daytime temperatures. We are below average for the entire work week on the 7-day forecast. Then we'll start to warm up into the weekend. 46 in town right now, 3-mile-per-hour winds. We are looking at mostly cloudy skies right now. Temperatures 40s for the most part in the lower elevations, 30s in the upper, 37 in Incline Village, and 36 in Markleyville this morning. So we had scattered shower activity through the nighttime hours into the very early morning hours today. Now they are showing signs of drying out, but they will come back as mentioned, especially if we get some breaks of sunshine in between the clouds this morning. That's going to provide the fuel that we need to see some of these showers, maybe even embedded thunderstorms into the afternoon hours. We'll be in this pattern for quite a while with this broad upper level low continuing to hang out over the area. That means cold air upstairs, which basically means instability. So once you get that sun out there, we provide that fuel thunderstorms this afternoon, several days. For thunder and lightning inside of the state today. It is not out of the question for western Nevada, but it is a lower chance as far as actual lightning is concerned, but we are looking at shower activity continuing today. Highs are only in the 60s for the lower elevations, even the 50s and 40s for Lake Tahoe, so below average. It's a very early spring-like feel in the air as we head through the next several days. Well below average for this time of year, a wet pattern as well, so definitely not feeling like a typical May out there. But, you know, this does happen sometimes in May. We see this once in a while. It's just not necessarily the average. 7-day forecast below average all the way until about Saturday. That's when we start to make the averages again. We have chances for rain each and every day from now through Saturday, albeit there are some higher chances. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 60 to 70% chances, 40 for Tuesday, Friday, and then 20 for Saturday, popping up completely by Sunday with a warmer trend on the way by then.
In this segment, does Melissa open up for us? Do we have time to chat?
Yeah, we got about an hour before we're back on again, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just now and then we get interrupted by their audio, that's all.
I'm house sitting down in Tucson proper instead of being out in the middle of the desert, so have a much prettier place than my own.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Checking the mic 1 2.
Time for another cup of coffee.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:58. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Happening today, the murder trial of Wayne Bergarello, a man accused of killing an unarmed trespasser, set to begin today. 74-year-old retired school teacher claims he was acting in self-defense last year when he fatally shot Cody Devine, seriously wounded Janae Wilson. Vacant complexity. Judge in the trial has granted the prosecution's request to block testimony from an expert who says that Bergarello is suffering from a stroke-induced mental disability. Fox 11 News 4 is going to be in the courtroom today. We're going to continue to bring you updates. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at a forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning. We've had some shower activity scattered across the area through the overnight hours into early this morning. We're continuing to see that now, although it is showing a little bit of signs of drying up. It will start to come back for the afternoon hours. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms are in the report. Temperatures right now in the 30s and 40s, 37 in Incline Village, 48 in Reno, 46 in Yerington, and 47 this morning in Fernley. A cool and showery pattern continues on the 7-day. The snow level on average is 8,000 feet for the next several days here, but it will wave back and forth, especially at night. It could come down a little bit more than that. Slippery travel is possible on some of those surfaces running out on the weekend. Here's Fort Head's 8 o'clock hour for today's show. Mornings on Fox 11 is back after a break.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who do just a weekend program. I know a lot of people, sir, that do just a weekend program.
Yeah, I need to. My concept's one. I don't know. It's been in the back of my head for years because I love mixing up the. I enjoy interviewing, first of all, but we'll do audio, strip the audio, have the video, and then do a transcript. So we're covering all three modalities and communication modalities, and then go from there. And just do it for fun in the beginning, and we'll see how much interest people get. I'll be asking on Google Plus, and I don't know if I can bring myself to communicate on Facebook. I don't know. Be soliciting questions for whichever guest it is. What specific question or what concise question would you like to ask so-and-so?
Right.
And then potentially have some live guests, but I'm not clear on that. I'd have to vet them beforehand, just like Melissa has to vet the people on this show.
Right.
Sarah Hill, when she first started this whole thing, took her 3 months to come up with a full panel of people she could trust.
Right.
Because it was first thing.
You guys didn't get a breakfast, did you?
But I figure with all those different ways of doing it, there's many people that you could post all of them, but particularly just an enormous number.
The current weather conditions ruin planting season for warm season. Down and Jenny damn up.
You guys didn't eat a good breakfast, did you? You like apple fritters?
Oh boy, yes. Phil and I just plunge for the sake of magic, find out how we fared in our latest Tips for Your segment.
And Janet Jackson celebrated her birthday with a big announcement. While you may be seeing this R&B queen in your own hometown, that's not Janet Jackson. That's T Swift. You didn't know I was so hip, did you? And that's that girl that gets naked all the time on the show, girls. Lena Dunham.
Wow, put it out there.
Hey, welcome to your Monday, everybody.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good Monday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11. There is nothing like starting off your morning with video of you basically having the bejesus scared out of you in your engineer shoes, and that is exactly what's going to be happening to old Bill Frigmore over here.
They're retired engineers.
Oh, sorry, retired engineer
I don't want to
shoes.
offend the engineers.
They have memory foam in them, though.
That's right, that's what he always says.
Joe
They have
Montana's
memory
got a
foam.
pair, too.
So that's right.
So to explain a little bit, there are these Skechers that he wears. He's not wearing them
wearing
today,
my
actually.
dress shoes.
Come on, hike
He
it up
wears
there. Hike
them
it up there.
4 out of 5 days a week. But
I
they're
don't.
these
One day a week.
shoes that have memory foam in them, and they're just
I
look
just
a little
I look like a tired old man, which I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Let's talk about
Yes.
this show. You saw this last night.
Yeah, the big show last night, the Billboard Music Awards, which had a great show. It started off with Van Halen. Well, it started off actually with Taylor Swift's new video, which was amazing. I loved it. She mixed younger, new, fresh models with some of the ones from my era, which are still young, fresh, and new. But it was
Betty
just,
Grable. And
Zip it. And it's an awesome video. But then then it went on to the first live performance, which was Van Halen, which was so good. And then it just kept going on. It was like if you were an 80s child, this was your show, because then they had Simple Minds on with
Don't you forget about
right
the
from
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club,
So,
yeah, Breakfast Club. That's right. And Molly Ringwald was on. It just was a great show altogether. Some really awesome performances. I have to say, Britney Spears performed last night with
Iggy
Iggy
Azalea,
Azalea,
right?
And once again, you could tell she was lip syncing through the entire thing. I'm like, come on, girl, have you not learned your lesson? She danced so great. Body looks great. But you could tell she was lip syncing.
Wow.
But I guess, you know what, if I had to do that kind of stuff too, maybe I don't know. She gets so much heat for it every single time she keeps doing it. She
Maybe
doesn't
she just
care.
needs to practice and get a little bit better at lip syncing.
Maybe that's it too. Maybe that's it too. And Kanye West got booed as well.
Good.
Yeah, I got booed for,
Yeah.
you know, you just couldn't hear what he
Trying
was
to take
saying.
somebody's award away again?
No, he didn't, which is amazing. But I was waiting for it.
Yeah,
Waiting for it to
he's
happen.
always making headlines after those things. Did he smile?
You
They
couldn't
said
see him. He was
doesn't smile.
covered. He was covered in fog the whole time, or
Oh,
smoke, so you
okay.
couldn't see him. So
maybe he was lip syncing too.
that's right. There's gonna be a lot more on that show coming up later in our show as well. Of course, the highlights you can find them online. But for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at what's trending. Trending over on Yahoo this morning. Janet Jackson, baby, she is back. The singer announced a new upcoming album and world tour on Twitter. Yep, Jackson posted the video Saturday on her 49th birthday. In it, she pledged, quote, this year, new music, new world tour, and a new motivation. I've been listening. Let's keep the conversation going, end quote. The post includes the hashtag conversations in a cafe. This would be Jackson's first studio album since 2008's Discipline. Trending over on Facebook this morning, former NFL linebacker Adrian Robinson has died at the age of 25. Robinson's agency Symmetry confirmed that his death on Facebook, it was on a post on Sunday. Cause of death has not yet been released. Robinson spent time in the NFL with the Broncos, Chargers, and Redskins. Trending on Twitter this morning, hashtag Bill Cosby. Did you see it? The actor and comedian has wrapped up his 2-day visit to Alabama. He was there to push for better education and more resources for students in the Selma area. A number of people in Selma said that the accusations against Cosby don't overshadow his philanthropic work. The allegations have, however, drastically changed Cosby's public image. The 77-year-old comedian also appeared on an ABC program, Good Morning America. In a convoluted interview, he said the outpouring of sex assault allegations against him is unprecedented. Kind of an interesting interview if you get a chance to take a look at some of those clips. Let's go ahead and take a look now what's trending over on our Facebook page this morning. There is a bit of controversy surrounding a storage shed built by a baseball booster club at Arbor View High School in Las Vegas. The Clark County School District showed up at the school and demanded that the storage shed, which was built to house the players, basically bats, balls, bases, their supplies, if you will, they demanded that it be torn down. They said it violated Title IX. In other words, for every boys' sports, there must be a girls' alternative. So in the case of Arbor View High School, if the boys have a storage shed, which, by the way, was completely donated, given to them for free, they didn't pay a buck for it, they say that the girls have to have a storage shed as well. It cost $21,000 to remove, but was free to the school again and built because the shed was donated by the Boosters Club. So we're asking all of you on Facebook, what do you think? Do you agree with the way that this was handled? If the Boosters Club was able to buy one for the boys, $21,000 it took to tear it down, should they have also bought one for the girls as well? I mean, where did they spend more money here? Kevin writes in and says, why not just share the storage shed? Oh, that's a good question. Why didn't they do that? We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. Sam?
All right, Melissa, thanks. Well, it's May, and that means it's time to plant warm season crops, but with unusually low temperatures for the month, can the plants survive the condition? Fox 11's Gianna George is live outside the station with the answer. Good morning to you, Gianna.
with the clouds and the little bit cooler temps we're going to have, you might be able to put them on the east side of the house and leave them out all day. But then bring them in at night in case the temperatures are going to drop below 40. They're not used to that. So you just want to take at least, 3 to 4 days and start acclimating them to it. Just like us, we can't go from shorts and sunscreen and then go up in the mountains in the snow and go, okay, yeah, I'm ready for winter again.
All right, thank you, Gianna. A lot of good information there. Coming up next on Mornings on Fox 11, is the company you keep affecting your health? What a new study shows may surprise you.
All right, and we do have some scattered shower activity from last night into this morning. Drying up a little bit right now, but it'll come back during the day, and we have chances all across the 7-day for moisture. We'll talk about that next.
You write that lay off the left. Remind me of Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, Cheech is, and Tommy now that he's out. Boy, that was a bogus deal. But yeah, there's still a riot. I don't know if you saw that where they came out in a lowrider, a bouncing lowrider, where they were hopping out onto the dance floor to introduce Tommy at that Dancing with the Stars deal.
Yeah, I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, so I don't know.
I enjoy it, but that was pretty hootful. One of his trainer at one point, his partner, said, "Yeah, he's really good, but then he doesn't remember it the next day." And I thought, oh yeah, well, might be a little twisted up. Do you know Procol Harum, the progressive rock group?
No, I don't.
Boy, take a listen to them, especially the ones you find on YouTube. They are generally fronted by an orchestra. So they play.
Back to Mornings on Fox 11. We've had scattered showers throughout much of the night and into this morning across all of the state. We'll continue to see a chance for scattered showers, although right now they're drying up for a little while. They'll come back by the afternoon. Some isolated thunderstorms possible, especially over in eastern Nevada, to mix in with those showers. And cool temperatures stay in the forecast for much of the 7-day, including the entire work week. 48 degrees right now, calm winds, 63% humidity, and we have mostly cloudy skies. Your temperatures right now, 46 in Dayton, 50 in Fernley, 39 in Incline Village this morning, and matching that 39 in Markleeville. So we have a lot of showers that have been moving through during the overnight and early morning hours, but check out a lot of the green fading in the last hour or so. We are looking at a little bit drier weather just for the next few hours, and then eventually that should start to pick up again, especially if we get some breaks of sunshine in between the clouds. We are looking at an upper level low in place right now. That upper level low is the instability we need, and once we get that sunshine to warm up the ground, we start to create some showers out there. So we'll continue to stay in this pattern for the next several days here, and that includes some lightning chances as well. The eastern side of the state a better chance than western Nevada today for some thunderstorms. All of us, though, have a good chance of seeing scattered shower activity today. There will be times of dryness. Right now we're in a good dry period for the next few hours, but even when these showers come back, we will see times of dryness in between those showers. They are scattered in nature. Around 50 degrees either side of that, by a couple degrees around the lake today, and we are looking at generally the 60s for the lower elevations. It is below average for this time of year. here. We are in kind of almost an early spring type of feel. A lot of moisture in the air, some humidity out there, some showers popping up, and low temperatures for this time of year at least. So we are looking at chilly temperatures continuing on the 7-day forecast, rain chances as well. There's some days that are better than others, like Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday better chances. Tuesday and Friday slightly lower chances. Then by the weekend our chances really start to drop off and warmer temperatures return with sun and clouds. Sam, over to you.
All right, Tim, thanks. Still to come on Mornings on Fox 11, watch Bill and I dive straight into one of our biggest fears. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. Acrophobia, the official term for a fear of heights. Do you have it?
Oh, most certainly do. You put it to the test, too. Sam and I faced it head on. Here's a look.
Well, I'll be cheering you guys on from the bottom.
The 2-mile drive from the station to the GSR felt more like 100 miles, especially when we saw the swing.
So not only will you be smashed to bits and pieces, but into a big pile of rocks.
So what exactly were we getting ourselves into?
Swing is a combination of skydiving and hang gliding.
A perfect combination for two people afraid of heights. Not.
Well, ever since I was a little kid, I hated walking in parking garages, outside parking garages. Like I'd be in a hotel and they'd have balconies that looked over the big foyer of a hotel or something. That would freak me out too. I just like have these images come into my head. Oh my God, what would happen if I fell?
And boy, were we about to fall. Here are the swing facts.
We tow you up 180 feet up into the air, and then someone pulls the ripcord, and it's a free fall of 60 feet going 70 miles an hour, 6 feet from the ground.
Connor Fountain, can you repeat that?
It's a free fall of 60 feet going 70 miles an hour.
Bill, you are definitely pulling the cord.
You guys didn't eat a good breakfast, did you?
You like apple fritters?
All right, well, we got all suited up and it was time to get hooked up to the swing. I think both of us had second thoughts about this whole thing while we were walking up to this platform. I'm already scared.
All right, go ahead and drop the butt.
Make sure you tighten out on my feet, man.
Oh my gosh. The whole process took about 30 seconds, but it felt like 30 minutes.
You're literally falling into the camera. You ready?
No.
3, 2, 1.
Make sure you get a good look at Bill Frankmore's face. Okay, now we are hanging, and still hanging, but that was better than what was about to happen next. Why are we turned?
Hey, Jeremy, let's begin.
Oh, why are we going this way?
Because I'm just loosening the slack out of the cable to give you a better ride, is all.
A better ride or a faster ride?
Oh my god.
This sucks. I kid you not.
180 feet.
That's high, dude.
When we got to the top, yeah, we bounced around. Then it was time for Bill to pull the cord. Let's watch that again in slow motion. I can't even begin to explain the feeling of falling headfirst to the ground, but at least we can say we did it. Connor says we aren't the only ones who have faced their fear on this ride.
Been quite a bit of people over the years that I've been doing this that actually do it and try to, you know, check it off the bucket list or something.
And there are pictures to prove it. Kids as young as 4 have done this, and also a brave woman at the age of 91. Bill, I think our picture should make it as the most scared news anchors. Until next time, Heights. Until next time. I
Nice
still
job.
get sick to my stomach
Nice
just looking
job.
at that. Now, Ryan and Sharam from Fox 11 also did the swing, and you can see
Sharon's
that
a
video.
photographer and Ryan Kern, of course, a reporter.
on our Fox 11 Facebook page.
I remember I hear one of them saying, I'm not going to say who, but hold me.
Well, yeah, because you're like
You
this.
do it this way, yeah.
And then as soon as you kind of start flying a little bit, they're like, let go of each other. And so we tried to let go, but then we were too scared and grabbed back on. But yeah, it's very scary.
And so
but
were those two,
yeah,
apparently.
if you want to try it out, it's at the Grand Adventure Land, right at the GSR parking lot. And starting Memorial Day and forward, they will be open 7 days a week. So.
You know what's cool is I did feel, afterwards I felt a little better. You like conquered your fear a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're like,
you know,
if
and
I
faced
could
your
do
fear,
that-
so to speak. Yeah, not bad. Good job. Great story.
Melissa, over to you.
Good job. Makes me, I've got like still anxiety just looking at it. Good job. Good job. Coming up next, friends may be the key to staying healthy. We're going to tell you why in today's Health Minute when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. What if there was something that could help make you happier, experience fewer health problems, and maybe even live a little longer?
It's called alcohol.
That's true.
And sometimes sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it is not. In today's Health Minute, Holly Furfer explains the health benefits our friends offer us.
Jackie Gates and Julie Catherman aren't blood relatives, but they consider themselves family.
Jackie and I have been friends for 35 years. We met as freshmen at University of Georgia, where we were sorority sisters at Alpha Gamma Delta. We have stayed friends whether we've lived 3,000 miles apart or lived in the same town.
They've seen each other through all of life's ups and downs. The secret to maintaining their friendship?
You just work at it all the time and let each other know that you're important in your lives.
Experts say there are health benefits from friendships that are often underappreciated.
People who have a good social support network and just frankly good friends do better. They cope with stress better. They seem to be healthier. And in some studies, they actually live longer.
And they agree that this type of close relationship is an investment worth making.
It's much better to have 2 or 3 really close friends than a whole lot of casual acquaintances, because the deeper the friendship, the more benefits it has for us.
So what can you do?
Value your friendships, take the time and make them important.
It's just like that combined sense of force that gives you that kind of peaceful feeling that you're not alone.
To our friendship.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
I agree with that. It's better to have 1 or 2 close friends than a bunch of acquaintances. You know what I mean? Makes it a little bit more personal. You said your oldest friend is your longest relationship, 30 years?
Yeah, 30 years, a little bit longer than 30 years.
Yeah.
And I have like 3 or 4 guys all from that same junior high school era that I still keep in touch with. And
Yeah, those friends
we have
have
a
been through
ton
the
of fun.
thick and
Yeah.
thin.
They know where you're going and they know where you've been.
That's right. I love that.
That's deep.
That is super deep, Frankie.
I think it was a Springsteen lyric. I can't remember.
Of course it was.
Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back right after this.
We just cleaned our front windows here at the offices, and we make sure to put up certain signs up there, like this is a suicide bomber-free zone, things like that. Keeps us protected, yeah.
Well, where you live, I'm sure you have to really worry about it, man. How did you wind up in Wyoming, anyway?
I was on a little network out of Tampa, but I left everything to home care of my father through Alzheimer's.
Oh.
And when I came back, the network wasn't there anymore because the owner was arrested for embezzling $22 million from his investors. So the only talk position available in the country was in this town in Wyoming. So I took it. Then after, the mayor of the town got mad at me because I was picking on him on air, they wanted me to quit doing opinion, which I wasn't going to do. So about 2 months after leaving the radio stations, the mayor was forced to resign. But there's some people here who are investing in this and interested in getting the show back up and on radio stations again and so on. So it's a good place to start a company because the overhead here is next to nothing.
Right. I can imagine. Yeah. Seems to me at one point in my real estate career, I can't remember when or where, but it seems to me I had one of my clients buy some apartments up in a town that starts with a T. Could easily be. Yeah.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 8:20. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with the Sport Update. Happening in Carson City, it's week 16 of the Nevada legislature already. Yes, and lawmakers have a lot on their plate still. One topic is Senate Bill 374, which provides for the registration of medical marijuana establishments that have been authorized to cultivate, dispense, and manufacture marijuana or marijuana-infused products. The Reno City Council already gave approval to build another medical marijuana cultivation facility located in Reno. However, it still needs state approval, and to pass a law enforcement inspection. We'll keep you updated. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We've had some scattered showers out there overnight, last night into this morning. We're continuing to see them. They're drying up a little bit, but they will come back as the day goes on, especially if we see enough breaks of sunshine, creating some instability out there and eventually leading to more showers by the afternoon. We're in the 40s right now in the lower elevations, the 30s upstairs, near 50 in Yerington, and it's not going to be a terribly warm day. In fact, the 7-day forecast is below average all the way to the end of this work week, and we hold on to shower chances all the way through as well. 60 to 70% for Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, down to 40% for Tuesday and Friday. Gone for the most part by the weekend with warmer temperatures returning and the snow level around 8,000 feet. News 4 heads back to the Today Show. Mornings on Fox 11. Last half hour coming up.
I'm so far ahead, I'm just sitting around now waiting for other people to show up at work.
Well, I'm just debating. I've got a whole bunch of, I got about 40 hours of education to sign up for my new business and mobile marketing, and I don't want to jump off here and leave her with just one person on the panel.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, it's about...
got to make a choice here pretty soon.
Yeah, about the 40 break is when we're on.
Okay, so about another 10 minutes we'll be on, something like that? Okay. Well, that's not going to kill me at all. No, I'm trying to figure out, I've got to figure out a name for this thing and establish an LLC, and I'm doing an agency type done-for-you mobile marketing for website owners so they don't have to fuss with it. If they want the product, service, fine, sign the contract, let's get a real good, I've got a 5-page proposal, sign it, put the money on the table, and then my agency will take care of implementing it.
The trial begins today for the retired school teacher who killed a man last year. What is next for this Sparks native who said he acted in self-defense?
Almost become a change to a major scholarship here in Nevada. We'll tell you what future college students will need to know.
Plus, hundreds of locals turned out in their Sunday best, looking to land a spot on the runway yesterday. We're going to have more on that coming up.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Monday morning, 8:32 now. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend, and if you had any outdoor activities, hopefully the rain didn't impact them too much. I like that, dampen them more ways than one. We had Jog with Your Dog yesterday at Rancho Silverfeld Park. It was so much fun. Sheriff Chuck Allen was out there with his little poodle Desi.
So
Desi
cute.
wore a little sheriff's outfit.
He wore it for the Special Olympics too. So super cute. Matches him exactly.
It does.
Sam and her dog won.
We did, yeah. Brinkley and I did the 5K. It was a lot of fun. The dogs, I think, were a little confused at the start because they're like, wait, what are all these dogs doing? And we're running, and so it was a fun time. It was nice to see everyone, and before they had all of us stretch and stuff. Yeah. And the dogs were all sitting there, and we were doing all these like leg lifts and stuff, and it was just a sight to see.
The dogs were like, what in the heck is going on?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. We've got more rain on the way, too, which is nice for all of you who've already planted some of your goodies out there. I've got my beets. I've got my lettuce. Half of it died because of the frost. I didn't cover it. But now they're going to get a nice little drink, so that's good.
Yeah, you know what else is going on? Of course, huge traffic season starting around here, and we got a lot of stuff going on I-580 going north to south. For instance, if you live west of the Spaghetti Bowl, I guess if you just need to get on 395 or I-580 south, from the Spaghetti Bowl, it is totally blocked off. So in my case, I was coming from I-80, west part of town, tried to go 395 South. Couldn't do it, so I had to go 395 North, then take a U-turn at Audi Boulevard, and then I'm on 395 South, but I couldn't get off at Mill. I couldn't get off at Glendale. I couldn't get off at Plum. I had to drive all the way to Moana before I could get off and then do another U-turn. So it was about a 25-minute, 30-minute ride into work today.
Wow, and that's with no traffic.
No traffic.
What it's like
Or
with
weather.
traffic. Yeah, or weather.
But yeah, so that's tough too. What's tough about it is this is our busiest time of the year, but you know, this is also the time where they can get it done. That concrete's some 30 years old, needs to be done, but it's definitely going to be confusing for those folks who come into town and are not used to it or didn't know that it was happening.
Yeah, get used to it because it sounds like it's lasting a couple months.
That's right.
All right, we'll be talking more about that throughout the morning, but let's begin this half hour with stuff that's going on today as well. The murder trial for Wayne Bergarello, the man accused of killing an unarmed trespasser, is set to begin. The 74-year-old retired school teacher claims he was acting in self-defense last year when he fatally shot Cody Devine and seriously injured Danae Wilson in a vacant duplex he owns. The judge on the trial has granted to prosecution's request to block testimony from an expert who says Bergarello is suffering from a stroke-induced mental disability. Fox 11 will be in the courtroom today, and we will bring you updates on this trial as it continues.
And turning now to political news on your Monday morning, Nevada lawmakers have passed a bill that would allow students to qualify for the state's Millennium Scholarship Act with their ACT scores, not just their GPAs. Republican Assemblyman Lynn Stewart is sponsoring the bill and says it would allow bright students who are, quote, late bloomers and didn't do well in their high school career to take advantage of the scholarship. Students currently have to have a high school GPA of 3.25 to qualify for the money. The bill now heads to the governor's office for approval.
Also happening this week, lawmakers are expected to discuss a bill that would regulate Uber and other ride-hailing companies in Nevada. The bill is currently in the Assembly and requires a 2/3 vote to pass because it imposes a 3% tax on the fare for any taxi or Uber ride. The proposal has set up a long battle between the taxi industry, which says a separate regulatory structure for ride-hailing puts public safety at risk, and Uber proponents who say the taxi industry neglects residents outside of touristy areas. This bill and many more are still actively being discussed in the legislature. The 120-day legislative session is scheduled to end on June 1st.
And 8 out of 24 businesses in the Reno area failed an underage alcohol compliance operation Saturday night. The Regional Street Enforcement, or SET team, sent out 4 20-year-old volunteers with their state-issued IDs to 24 different locations. The minors were served alcohol at 8 of the businesses. You can head to foxreno.com to see which businesses were cited and fined $500 for the misdemeanor crime. The operation was funded with federal grant money thanks to the nonprofit organization Join Together Northern Nevada.
Today marks the 4th annual Multicultural Senior Recognition Day for the graduating class of 2015, taking place at the University of Nevada. This is an annual celebration of seniors from across the Washoe County School District who represent a dynamic cross-section of cultures and backgrounds. The event is tonight at 6:30 on the 4th floor of the Joe Crowley Student Union. Dr. Angela Taylor, who serves as Vice President of the Washoe County School District Board of Trustees, will deliver the keynote speech.
Well, the Atlantis Casino was packed yesterday with locals trying out for this year's Reno Fashion Show. Hundreds came out for the open casting call while judges searched for Northern Nevada's best to walk in the fashion-forward event. Event organizers are looking to cast more than 200 models. The Artown Fashion Show will showcase local and international designers as well as guest performer Naima Mora, who is a recording artist and a winner of America's Next Top Model.
Well, there's a huge modeling epidemic, it seems like, in Reno. A lot of a younger generation wants to get into that field of modeling, or just for fun, or for for money, or whatever the case may be. There's a huge growth here in modeling, and so we're bringing them a platform to do that in.
Artown's Reno Fashion Show will be held on July 18th at the Atlantis Hotel and Casino. Starts at 7 p.m.
Well, cloudy conditions yesterday morning didn't stop dogs and their owners from putting on those running shoes and grabbing the leashes for the annual Jog with Your Dog 5K Run Walk.
Racers go! I don't have a gunshot to fire.
There you can see all the pups. That was me in the purple pants. I put a t-shirt on our pup Brinkley just to kind of represent. Brinkley Ayers was written on it, number 388. The fun didn't stop after the 5K. Little ones enjoyed the fun zone. There was also demonstrations from the Washoe County Sheriff's Office K-9 unit. Some dog owners even entered their pet in the beauty and leash pageant.
It's great. Everyone's having a great time. We have adoptions, we have pet rescue, we have everyone with their dogs just interacting and socializing.
So here's our picture. There's Mr. Brinkley himself. If you and your pet enjoyed the run or the Pet Exo, we would love to see your pictures as well. You can post them on our Fox 11 Facebook page. Also, if you were there yesterday, go to the Jog with Your Dog 5K Facebook page. There are over 250 pictures there taken yesterday with the pups. Melissa?
Cute picture. Coming up, a simple shed has caused quite a bit of controversy. Why school officials say it's a matter of discrimination. Today's trending segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yeah, do you want me to read it? No. Okay, you guys, we are talking about the shed. And is it discrimination if they get one for the boys? The Boosters gets one for the boys and not for the girls. And then what do you think about having it torn down and costing $21,000 to tear it down? Why not just take that $21,000 and build a new one for the girls? I'm not sure, but we'll be talking about that coming up.
10-4.
Glennie, we lost Matt.
I didn't hear that. Your audio broke up.
We do it. Yeah, I'll do the. I'm going to do Sam's teases at the end. I'm going to do the teases at the end, you guys. Sam stepped out. Welcome back. Here's a live look outside. Another cloudy start to your day in Reno on this Monday. Not too bad temperature-wise, though, 48 degrees. And you get a final look at your forecast with meteorologist Tim Studebaker here in just a bit. But first, trending over on our Facebook page this morning, there's a bit of controversy surrounding a storage shed, of all things, that was built by a baseball booster club at Harborview High School in Las Vegas. Clark County School District showed up at the school and demanded that the new storage shed, which was built to house the players' bats, balls, bases, just, all together their supplies, they demanded that it be torn down. They said it violated Title IX. In other words, for every boys' sport, there must be a girls' alternative. So in this case of Harborview High School, if the boys have a storage shed, the girls have to have a storage shed as well. Well, get this. It cost them $21,000 to remove the new donated shed, but was free for the school because it was built, again, by those donations by the Booster Club. So we're asking our Google Plusers, what do you think about it? Do you agree? What do you think about spending $21,000 to tear it down? Why not spend that cash to build a new one, potentially? Stuart, what do you think?
Oh, I think there's something more to this story than it appears. Title IX is perfectly legitimate, but somewhere along the line, that school district dropped the ball, and I completely agree. If you want another storage shed, go out and buy one for $5,000 and drag it onto the property. It's just not that expensive to do. Can't imagine what it must have been to cost $21,000.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see maybe there was a different part of it too, and it seems like it's a no-brainer, just spend that money. But I guess there's something having to do with the school can't spend the money for the shed. It have to be the boosters, so they can spend the money on this, but not necessarily that. The bureaucracy may be part of it. Glenn, what do you think?
Well, first off, I looked into Title IX. Title IX only has to do with the spending of public money. This wasn't public money. This was private money. So obviously the rules aren't the same here. Second, does your neighbor have a swimming pool but you don't have a swimming pool? Well, that means that the neighbor has to tear up their swimming pool because that's not fair. Or maybe you can go out and earn enough money for a swimming pool. We could always do it that way. Why not go ahead and raise the money so the girls can have one too? Have the girls go out and raise the money themselves. I think that'd be a much more valuable lesson.
Tony, what do we have on Facebook?
Crystal writes in and says, I'm no accountant, but couldn't they have built another shed for 21 grand? And Derek says, common sense, as they say, ain't so common.
We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. Thanks, everybody, for being with us. We appreciate it. All right, coming up next, it's Monday, and that means Kimberly Wade is back this morning with a furry friend looking for a forever home. You can meet that cutie when we come back. And news does not stop when you leave the house. And Fox 11, we have you covered. Download the new and improved free Fox 11 AM app. Smartphone or tablet, available on Apple and Android devices. Just search for Fox 11.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hey, Glenn,
Okay.
so I think what was happening, that maybe you didn't hear it, but your Google was hearing something from you and pulling up your shot during the sports.
Yeah, because my microphone was shut off, and so you shouldn't be able to. I'll check my settings here, but yeah, I have my finger on the mic button until you call on me, and then I pop it. So I'll check to see if maybe the camera mic was accidentally on.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before, and it was weird because normally you'll hear a sound associated with it, like you'll hear a pop from you or a pop whatever, and then your camera comes up. I wasn't hearing anything from you, but you were definitely popping up during his during his piece. It's kind of weird. And I just now realized, looking at your shot, that you have the lamp from...
Oh, yeah. Oh, have to have that lamp. Everything back there is donated from listeners.
Oh, my
Everything.
God, I love it.
And even the gumball machine. I'm constantly asking people to donate stuff. So if you guys there in Reno, even if it has to do with your television station, it's just got to be big enough because that's actually set back quite a ways. And I'll be happy to put it up there and show it off.
Oh, I love it. All right, perfect. I need your address, so send it to me when you do.
I'll send you my address. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Right, see ya.
Okay, see ya.